Empower your financial freedom with smart ways to pay off debt and live debt-free. Engage with us. Comment, like, share, subscribe. 1. Make a definite spending plan. Making an itemized spending plan is fundamental for monetary achievement. Start by completely surveying your pay sources, including compensation, rewards, and any extra income streams. The following stage is to fastidiously record the entirety of your month-to-month costs, isolating optional spending on trivial things from necessities like lease or home loan, utilities, and food. Make a distinction between areas where you can manage expenses and divide investment funds between obligation reimbursement and investment funds. Keep an eye on your budget on a regular basis and make any necessary adjustments to stay on course. A very much organized financial plan helps control spending, as well as establishes the groundwork for compelling monetary preparation, encouraging the way towards an obligation-free future. 2. Focus on exorbitant interest obligations. Focusing on exorbitant interest obligations is an essential move to recover monetary control. To get started, look for debts like credit cards and loans with high interest rates. Prioritize paying off these obligations with additional funds because they add interest over time, increasing the financial burden. Handling exorbitant interest obligations quickly decreases the general sum owed, as well as opens up additional assets for ensuing reimbursements. This approach limits long-haul interest installments, speeding up the excursion towards obligation opportunity. People can break the cycle of interest accrual and make significant progress toward a debt-free lifestyle by confronting the most expensive debts head-on. 3. Investigate obligation solidification. Obligation solidification fills in as a key monetary device for improving on reimbursement and possibly bringing down loan fees. This cycle includes consolidating different obligations into a solitary, reasonable installment, smoothing out monetary commitments. By getting a combination credit with a below rate than the normal of existing obligations, people can diminish the general expense of reimbursement. This approach works with better monetary association, as well as facilitates the weight of dealing with various loan bosses. Regardless, it is basic to carefully check the arrangements of any association planned to promise it lines up with long-stretch financial goals. If done correctly, debt consolidation can be a smart move toward financial stability and debt-free future. 4. Embrace thriftiness. Embracing thriftiness is an extraordinary outlook that engages people to make purposeful, cost-cognizant decisions in their regular routines. It entails examining expenses, distinguishing between wants and needs, and actively looking for ways to cut costs that aren't necessary. By taking on an economical way of life, people can divert saved assets towards obligation reimbursement or building a backup stash. This shift towards careful spending additionally advances maintainable propensities, empowering the prioritization of significant worth over material amassing. Rather than focusing on deprivation, adopting frugality aims to build financial resiliency and accomplish long-term objectives, paving the way for a debt-free and financially secure future. 5. Haggle with leaders. Haggling with leaders is a proactive system for overseeing and easing monetary weights. While confronting difficulties with obligation reimbursement, open correspondence with banks can prompt commonly helpful arrangements. Starting conversations to arrange lower financing costs, expanded installment terms, or even settlements can altogether facilitate the reimbursement interaction. When borrowers demonstrate a sincere commitment to addressing their financial responsibilities, many creditors are willing to collaborate and find alternative arrangements. Haggling with lenders lightens prompt monetary strain, as well as encourages a more sure and helpful relationship, preparing for a smoother venture towards obligation goal and inevitable monetary soundness. 6. Create extra pay. Creating extra pay is a proactive way to deal with reinforcing monetary steadiness and facilitating obligation reimbursement. Investigating beneficial income streams like a side gig, independent work, or automated revenue sources gives a chance to support buy and large profit. Whether through utilizing abilities, seeking after an enthusiasm, or contributing in a calculated manner, these undertakings add to an extended monetary portfolio. The extra pay can be reserved explicitly for handling obligations, making a more powerful reimbursement technique. Past obligation reimbursement, expanding revenue streams upgrades monetary strength, making a cradle against financial vulnerabilities and opening roads for creating reserve funds and long-haul financial stability. 7. Backup stash. Laying out a backup stash is a vital part of monetary preparation, offering a security net during unexpected conditions. This asset, normally comparable to 3.5 years of everyday costs, goes about as a monetary pad to take care of surprising costs like health-related crises, vehicle fixes, or employment misfortune. Having an emergency fund reduces the need to rely on loans or credit cards during times of crisis and prevents further debt accumulation. It gives an inward feeling of harmony, cultivating a feeling of monetary security and solidness. Focusing on the creation and support of a backup stash is a judicious step towards accomplishing monetary strength and keeping up with command over one's monetary prosperity. 8. Snowball method. The snowball technique is a vital and persuading procedure for taking care of obligations that focuses on settling more modest obligations prior to continuing on toward bigger ones. Individuals gain inspiration and a feeling of achievement when they start by taking care of their low-balance obligations first, which gathers speed for the obligation reimbursement process overall. As each more modest obligation is paid off, the opened-up assets are diverted towards the following bigger obligation, making a snowball impact. While it may not generally be the most monetarily effective technique as far as interest investment funds, the mental lift from wiping out individual obligations can enable people on the way to becoming obligation-free, encouraging a positive mentality in the interim. 9. Financial education. Monetary training is an essential device for engaging people to settle on key and very much educated monetary choices. It includes securing information on planning, money management, saving, and figuring out monetary instruments. A very much educated individual can explore the intricacies regarding individual budget, settling on choices that line up with their drawn-out objectives. Monetary schooling advances mindful cash, the executives, as well as imparts trust in taking care of different monetary angles. It furnishes people with the abilities to keep away from obligation traps, plan for the future, and create financial well-being. Developing monetary education is an interest in one's monetary prosperity, adding to a safer and stable monetary future. 10. Mindful spending. The expression careful spending alludes to a strategy for dealing with one's funds that puts an accentuation on pursuing decisions in regards to consumptions that are purposeful and in light of significant worth. It includes cautiously gauging the benefits and burdens of needs and surveying the impacts of buys after some time. By rehearsing careful spending, people can control rash purchasing, focus on fundamental costs, and divert assets towards investment funds or obligation reimbursement. This approach supports an uplifted consciousness of monetary objectives and encourages a better relationship with cash. Embracing careful spending adds to monetary soundness as well as develops a feeling of monetary care, adjusting everyday costs to more extensive monetary goals for a more adjusted and deliberate monetary life. Congratulations on your journey to a debt-free life. Share your success, like, share, and subscribe for more financial wisdom.